really fired up to bring Angie to you guys. Like, she is a top podcaster. She's a keynote speaker. She's a serial entrepreneur. And if you guys have ever heard of CBD, she actually owns a company called My Soul CBD, which is really, really cool. Very fired up. She's a marketing maverick. Like, this girl knows marketing. And I know that you guys are going to get so much good, like actually applicable tips tonight that you guys can make, like, you're gonna explode your business just by sitting with Angie tonight for an hour.
Yeah, which is really cool, which is why we brought Angie. Like, originally we were speaking at, well, originally Aaron found out about Angie a year and a bit ago. And then we were looking for speakers for Ignite New Orleans, which unfortunately now is going to be digital, but it's all good.
Yeah.
And you're going to drop some bombs there. But then we thought, hey, why not have her on our team call so you guys get to know her a little bit more as well before the Ignite Digital, now I guess we're calling it, which we're going to have in July. Are you going to have yours digitally? What are you going to do? Because you have a big event in August.
I know. I'm going to do a little virtual party in a few weeks, but I'm not going to like try to recreate it virtually. I'm just going to wait till 2021 and we can do the real thing.
That'll be awesome. Yeah. That'll be so good. So yeah, so we'll stay on, but we'll mute ourselves and stop our video and we'll let you take it away and then we'll come back on in the end.
Let's do it, guys. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys. I think you're so awesome. I'm so grateful to be here. And you guys are such awesome leaders. So I know you guys are also amazing leaders who are watching this. Give me a heck yes in the comments if you want to learn Instagram stories. Oh man, Instagram. It can be very overwhelming, but it's literally one of my favorite apps because it is so multi-dimensional, right? So what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today, oh shoot, let me know if you guys can enable my screen sharing and I'll start some of my slides. So excited to share this with you guys. I'm going to teach you a little bit on niche. I'm going to go over a little bit of mindset really quick because you got to get your head right before you do anything online, right? Listen, I can give you all the tools, all the tactics. I can teach you everything. But if you don't have the right mindset when it comes to being consistent and creating content, well, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter how cute your photos are. It just doesn't matter. So getting really specific on what that's going to be. So, oh, yay. Okay, now I can do it. Awesome. Okay, tell me if you guys can see this. This slide right here, it says the power of Instagram. If you can see it, then we'll get rocking and rolling. Yay, you can see it. Okay, perfect. Okay, so here is how I organize Instagram. And again, I'm so happy to send you guys these slides after if you want. I'm gonna talk fast because I am a girl who teaches fast, I talk fast, I do everything fast, right? So I'm gonna give it to you fast so you can take it in and not be bored. So, and again, if you want to take screenshots of anything, go ahead. So this is how Instagram works. Your bio is essentially your first impression. Your stories are the connective tissue. They are the connection. Your feed is ideally where you grow, right? You don't grow in stories. You don't grow in the DM. You have to first grow on your feed organically through shareable content. And then that encourages people to ideally go to your stories, which I love. And then ideally from your stories, go to your DM. Give me a heck yes in the comments if you've been using your stories to connect with people, but you possibly want to get even better and have a system to it. And then let me know in the DM as well, if I'm calling it the DM, in the chat box, if you have been using your DMs to close sales, to really invite people into the opportunity of Beachbody. Let me know. Yes. Okay, awesome. So this is how Instagram is organized. And Instagram kind of does it all, which is why I love it. You have the bio, which is like your new business card, your stories, which is essentially Netflix, your feed, which is kind of your magazine in a sense, right? It's visually aesthetic, it's niche specific ideally, which I'm gonna get into. And then you have the DM, which is kind of like your new sales meeting. And you guys, if you're not using the DM yet, this is the time to really encourage people to get into your DMs because there is nothing like this. Guys, there is not another social media platform where you can be on video and then immediately someone clicks a button, or not even a button, just types, and then that goes straight to a private message with you. Like, that is cooler than email. Am I right, guys? Like, that is better than email. It's more powerful than email. And it's like one of the most intimate ways to engage with your people and actually have those one-on-one conversations. So you're not having to be on all these sales calls. So before I dive in, you'll notice that throughout the training, one of the biggest things is this look at me content and not enough of this learn from me content. And I'll dive into this more. I'm going to share with you guys my exact blueprint, but this look at me content is really what can be good in a sense, because you guys are leaders and you're showing this, but I'm going to explain why it's also important for you to have this educational content as well. So before we dive into my tactical things, because Oh my goodness. I love teaching nitty gritty tactical how to. I want to leave you guys with pages and pages of notes. That is my goal tonight. We have to cover a little bit of the mindset because let's be honest, let me know in the chat. Again, be super, you guys can chat away. Let me know you're there. Let me know you're alive. These fear gremlins really hold us back, right? And I know for me, I have felt these when it comes to social media, not posting, not sharing about an opportunity. Maybe you're afraid to admit to your family, that you were brave enough to pursue an opportunity, right? Or you're at your 9-to-5 job and they think you're crazy, right? And these are the main gremlins that really hold us back. Perfectionism, judgment. What is Judy, your Aunt Judy gonna think of you? Comparison. Oh my God, what are other people posting? What's your upline posting? And you need to look like them, be like them, sound like them. The fear of selling. Oh my God, ladies, if there's mostly women on, I know there's probably some dudes on too, but women, like, we are afraid to sell. We're afraid to have that exchange of energy, which is called money. We need to get over that, right? The fear of being seen. How many of you are like, Angie, I'm not showing up on stories because I'm afraid to be seen. I'm afraid for people to see what I look like, sound like. I'm afraid to be seen. That is a real fear, right? It's and if you're not afraid, well, maybe you're an alien. Like, this is part of being a human, right? And then the fear of niching down. I'm going to teach you guys the power of niche. I've taught thousands of health and wellness coaches and life coaches. And whether you're in network marketing or you're not, I'm going to train you the same, because at the end of the day, you own a personal brand. You have a product that you're partnered with that you're selling, but I'm going to train you exactly the same. So, all right, we've got fear of being seen and judgment. Tamara, afraid of judgment. Rose, thank you for being honest. Sharon, Amanda says yes to all. Love this. Yeah, just admit it, guys. Put it out there. If you have none, like I said, you're probably an alien, okay? We all deal with these fear gremlins. But a lot of them are lies, right? So what is the truth? If this is all crap and we need to get over these BS beliefs that hold us back from showing up consistently online, talking about what you guys have. You have an amazing opportunity, especially right now. Guys, people are at home and wanting to be fit from home. You could have not asked for a better situation. I'm not saying what is going on is good, but all I'm saying is you are in a very smart business model right now. Network marketing is going to blow up more than it probably ever has, right? So taking advantage of this amazing thing that you have that can help people. So here are some awesome mindset gems I want to give you. I call these chicken nuggies, little truth bombs that I want to share with you before we get into the tactical. One, when you do hide, for you women who are mentioning that you're afraid of being seen, Melissa just said, I'm afraid of being seen. Guys, when you hide, you're hiding your gift. And it's actually selfish, right? I had a mentor tell me this years ago when I was afraid to put myself out there. And I realized that it was selfish for me to not share what I have. Because if what you have right now is a gift, which tell me in the comments, heck yes, what I have is a gift. Heck yes, I'm obsessed with what I do. If yes, and I assume it's a yes because you're on this training, then there should not be a fear around selling in a sense. Because you have a gift. You guys, Rose, Jen, Megan, yes, you have a solution. You have a solution for people, right? And you need to share that. Yes, Darlene said, sales is a transfer of confidence and passion. I think the only reason I'm good at sales, you guys, is because I'm very, very passionate. And I only sell things that I am 110% obsessed with, right? And I know if you're on this right now, you're obsessed with fitness. You're obsessed with the business opportunity. That's why you're on. And so sharing that with people is what makes sales, right? So keeping that in mind when we're doing all of this that we're training on tonight. Next, if you don't have outsiders, you don't have insiders. From the godfather of marketing, my husband, but he doesn't know it, Seth Godin. Amazing. Read This Is Marketing if you have not already. It will change your life. It is literally the cornerstone of my teachings. It is everything. And listen, guys, you're in a controversial industry, which I hope it's not one day, and it's not very taboo, but you know, as entrepreneurs, we're all in these industries where people think we're a little bit crazy, right? But it's the crazy people that change the world. So you know what? If you don't have outsiders, you don't have insiders. And every single time I post something polarizing or say something on my story that I'm like, maybe someone won't like this, but 99 people will, then I literally go back to this quote. I have it in my room. I look at it and I'm like, you know what? For every one person who doesn't like it, there's 10 more in line who are going to love it. So keeping this in mind when you're afraid to post. Perfect is the enemy of profit. Who here was a straight A student? You're like, I got all A's in school. I always turned in my homework on time. That was not me, my friends. College dropout, hated school, told my mom at 8 years old it was jail. I did not want to go. I am a typical entrepreneur. I'd rather sell lemonade all day and make 5 cents than go into the classroom, right? Like, I am the opposite of a perfectionist, and that's why I had to be an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurship actually favors the imperfect, because you have to take messy action. Guys, you could have, Kristen just said 3 degrees. You could have straight A's, triple masters, blah, 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 this fancy schmancy resume. Guess what? No one cares when it comes to entrepreneurship, because you're your own boss now. And especially in what you guys are doing, what's so cool, it's a level playing field. So my fellow dropouts, my fellow people who are like, I didn't do that well in school. Awesome. You have an opportunity, if you're willing to be brave enough and put yourself out there, to make money, right? And I made up this quote in the shower one day, and I was like, dang, this is it. Literally, like, perfection keeps us from making money, right? Next is to create more than you consume. I'll keep this one short. Create more than you consume. That needs to be the commitment moving forward on social media. Guys, I know it's so easy to fall into the black hole of cat memes, Carol Baskin memes, you know, I love Tiger King. I hope you do too. It was great, but just really creating more than you consume. This one you guys are going to love. This is like the cornerstone of my life. I love this quote, and it's really a reminder to start before you're ready, right? And so many of you watching this, tell me how long you guys have been in. Tell me how long you've been active in the company. I want to know. Is it 3 months, 5 years? How long? 6 years, 1 month, 6 years? Okay, awesome. 8 years, 3 weeks. Love this. We've got newbies. We've got people who've been doing this a long time. 8 years, RG. Wow. 4 years, 2 years, just over a year. Awesome. You guys know. Tell me in the comments. The first 2 years are like, if you feel like you're like climbing up a hill, right? You're like Mount Everest is like in front of you, and then it starts to get easier. But it's not that easy in the beginning. It's not supposed to be, right? Because then everybody would do it. So tell me, for you people who have been doing this a few years, does this resonate with you? Do you have a video that you posted, or a sales call that you did, or an opportunity call that you did, and you were like, oh my God, I completely bombed. It was not my best. Awesome. So cool. Yes. Megan says, funny to look back at my IG. Awesome. That's how I know she's going to be successful, because she has a sucky first version, right, guys? You have to be willing to have a sucky first version. So I always say this, eggplant emoji, you have to be willing to suck a little bit before you're successful. No one gets to skip that day one. So if you are 1 week in, 1 month into this business opportunity, buckle up, get ready, because nobody got to skip it, right? Even your amazing leaders who are hosting this call, like you guys, they didn't get to skip that, right? And so knowing that that's so necessary. So if you're watching this and you're feeling a little bit of imposter syndrome, because you're like, oh my God, you have these voices that are like, who am I to rank up in the company? Who am I to make a lot of money as a network marketer? Who are you to go full time as a network marketer, right? Like, who are you to do that? And I want you to know that that feeling is 100% normal. If anything, I'd be concerned if you didn't feel that way, because one, you'd probably be a 4-year-old or a sociopath and or both. And I don't know if any 4-year-old sociopaths are watching this. And or I would actually wonder if you were doing something that was actually outside your comfort zone, right? Guys, if you have a life where you are not nervous to do something, you probably have a boring life. Like, let's just give an amen in the comments. Let's be honest. Like, guys, like, it's just true, right? If your Aunt Sally is like, oh, don't do that, or, you know, she's played it, you know, safe her whole life. She probably has never felt imposter syndrome, because she's also never stepped outside of her comfort zone. So this is normal to feel this way. Like I said, nobody gets to skip day one. So important to remember. And judgment. I don't know how many of you guys are dealing with judgment. Maybe you're afraid of comments and what people will say. Keeping in mind, no one more successful than you is going to judge you, right? I've been putting myself out there now in a really radical way online. And sometimes I read the reviews, sometimes I don't. But I always remember that no one who's doing the same thing as me or who's also in the arena with me is going to be judging me. So keeping that in mind. Oh, and P.S., if you guys have $5, I have something amazing for you. Okay. So this is one of my favorite things. How many of you guys are afraid of rejection? Like trolls, haters, people giving you backlash, you know, your parents, your cousins. Honestly, sometimes it's family. Sometimes it's the people you love the most who are giving you judgment. They're like, oh yeah, you're going to make that a business? Yeah. Kristen said my dad. Yeah. Sometimes it's the people that you love. And you're like, really? You don't believe in me? Okay, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to Amazon.com, my friends. You're going to put $5 into this investment of plastic spoons, and this is what you're going to do, okay? This is what you're going to do. Just wait.
Hi, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. I was too busy blocking out the haters.
I'll play it one more time for you, my friends. It's the most epic thing of your life.
Hi, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. I was too busy blocking out the haters.
All right, friends. Like this is everything, okay? Not only is this the cutest boy I've ever seen in my life, you need to play this every morning to amp yourself up. Okay, that is your homework. Yes, Sharon, that's your homework. Watch this video, go buy these spoons. And if you want to do like baby grandma style, as I like to say, I call my community the baby grandmas. You've got this one.
I'm sorry I didn't see you. I was so busy blocking out the haters.
Okay, guys, this is real. This is a real video of me in the future. You just saw a real video of me in like 60 years on a Zoom call doing training still. Like this, that's me. Okay, so there you go. You're welcome. Okay, I'm glad I gave you guys some giggles. That's all I want to do. Rose, you're the best. Oh, love it. Okay, so enough farting around. All right, showing up consistently is the best kept secret. I'll just leave this right here. Okay, guys. If you are not willing to show up consistently for this business, nothing is going to work. You could be the most gorgeous, smart, brilliant person on the planet, but if you don't show up, you don't win, right? It's the people who show up and treat network marketing like a business from day one who build it to a full-time business, 100%. So another woman's or man's success is showing you what's possible. It's too expensive to speak to everyone. I'll get into niche a little bit, guys. Like this is everything, right? It's very expensive to try to speak to everyone in fitness. So I'm going to encourage you, even if it's just a little bit, to narrow down who you're speaking to in fitness. Instead of just, I'm a general health and wellness coach, I'm a general fitness coach, we're going to narrow that down a little bit. And then last one before we get into tactical is the name of my book that's coming out in the fall, and my favorite statement ever, the mantra of my life, which is ready is a lie. Which you can assume what that means. It's essentially starting before you have all of the answers, okay? You don't need to have all the answers to start making money in network marketing. How many of you guys in the comments have made money, but even if it's $5, $5,000, $50,000, I don't care how much, but you've done it imperfectly. And you've done it without all of the answers. Awesome. Olivia, first $200 this week. That's amazing. Did you have all the answers? Were you perfect? Okay, if the answer is yes, then you're an alien. Okay. So, nope, right? That's awesome. That's awesome. Everything I do is imperfect. Love that. Love that. None of the answers even after 8 years. Love that, RG. Love it. Own it. Dawn says, love this. Yeah, the most successful people, if they tell you they had the answers before they started, they're lying to you guys, okay? So that's the book in the fall. Wait for that. It'll rock your world. And now let's dive into Instagram stories. Who wants Instagram stories? Say heck yes. Let's go. This is the sauce, right? This is one of my favorite platforms right now to really grow your brand. It is incredible, and I'm going to tell you why. Honestly, I've not seen something this great in so long, and I haven't seen something this great that allows you to get so intimate with your people right away with the DMs. So video, guys, if your booty is not on video, it's time to get your booty on video. Like I'm your big sister right now. I'm going to spank you on the butt a little bit. You got to get on some sort of video platform. Facebook Live, YouTube, Instagram stories. People need to see your face in some capacity. How many of you buy from people that you've seen their face or heard their voice? The podcast, you've seen them on stories, on IG, that's who you buy from. Whether it's you buying another product, clothing, makeup, whatever. Yeah. And why? Tell me why in the comments. Why? Because you trust them. Right now, I'm on video with you. You guys are seeing me, right? You feel like you know me. You're seeing my weird mannerisms. You're hopefully going to laugh at my poop jokes, okay? Like you feel like you're with me right now. So that is what's adding to the intimacy of this. There's nothing like it. So yes, TikTok's also amazing. So 500 million people watch stories a day. Guys, that's like a lot of people, okay? I'm not a math expert, but you don't even need you need a small sliver of that, a small percentage of that to make a full-time income in your Beachbody business. And you don't need to attract all 500 million of them. So there's a lot of active users. It's top of mind awareness. Humans buy from humans, not products. Guys, here's the real deal. We're on this call right now. There's 118 of you on. I'm gonna let you in on a secret that you all know. You all sell the same exact product. Oh my God. You all sell the exact same product. Oh my God, literally. So what separates you? Why am I buying from Melissa versus Jen? Why am I joining Lolo's team, right? Why am I joining Kendra to be my upline? Because I trust her and I like her and I've built intimacy with her and I've watched her and I've realized that she would be the right person to lead me with my health, my fitness, my residual income, right? That's really what it's about. If you're all selling the same thing, even more so than ever, when I train this to network marketers, I'm like, guys, even more than ever, you need to put yourself out there and show that you're a human, not just a product and a sales rep for a product. And what's great about stories, like I said, is they're this organic funnel to your DMs, and your DMs can equal sales, which all of you guys want. And for you, that means joining your team or possibly grabbing products, right? So here we go. This is how I've organized this. Let me know, like, give me like a heck yes in all caps if you are ready for this. I've only shared this with a few other people so far, and I'm doing a full big training on it in a few weeks. So you're like insiders right now. You are like the insider peeps, which is so exciting. Okay. This is what I've learned, because what happened is people said, Ange, how are you selling with your stories? How did you sell at your live event? How did you earn $1.3 million in digital courses last year, you guys, with stories, 0 paid ads? Like, I'm saying that just so you know, like, you can do this too, right? Obviously, yes, I built an audience, but I was largely using stories. Sold out my live event, 1,500 women. I've used it to build my show, my podcast show. I use it for a lot of things. I have a wellness line that I own, a CBD line. Like, we've used stories for that. Like, when I realized, wow, this is so powerful, I put a system to it. I put a strategy to it. And it could seem a little overwhelming at first, but I'm going to break it down for you so you could see how I did this. This is what I've broken down after months of sitting on it and saying, like, okay, what am I doing on there to convert so high? What am I doing on there that people need to learn so they could do it too? Life coaches, network marketers. This is how I've organized it. I'm going to show you a chart in a minute. But if you, one, are not on stories, I hope that this sets a fire under your ass to get on stories starting tonight. But two, this is how I want you to organize it. So you have somewhat of a framework when you are showing up on stories, and you don't just feel like a Hot Mess Express robot, right? Like, who feels like they're just like, oh my God, I feel awkward. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to post, blah, 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 right? Okay, so this is going to help you to have a framework to what you do. So you have to be kind of different people on stories. And the way that I say this is they all are you, but they're different versions of you. They're alter egos of you, right? Which is really beautiful because you get to play and wear different hats. Like, how many of you guys love different people, right? So the number one that you are going to be is the teacher. So important. You guys are teaching people about health, wellness, nutrition, the mindset of it, right? Hopefully you have a niche in that. If not, we can dive into that. Number 2 is the friend. That's where you're showing the humanization. Number 3 is the role model. You are walking the talk, right? Number 4, the marketer. That's where you are inviting them to come do things, whether these are challenges, you're inviting them to swipe up if you have swipe up, you're inviting them to join the email list, you're inviting them to join your tribe off of social, right? And then the saleswoman or the salesman, the salesman, I don't know why that sounds weird. Then you are actually doing a direct sale, like, hey, this is what I'm doing right now, swipe up to grab it or click on the link in my bio. So here is how I've organized it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it even a little bit better. Okay, oops. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So this could seem like a lot, but you know what? It's psychology. And here's my thing. There's a ton of trainings that will teach you hashtags and like these things that work for a week. And then maybe you get 5 people following you because of a hashtag, but then you don't have good content on your page. So then that woman leaves. So for me, I teach you marketing that you can take with you for the rest of your life. It is psychology of humans, my friends. That's it. Like, if you guys want to become obsessed with selling and becoming great at marketing, start reading psychology books. Understand how humans work. That's the only reason why I love marketing, because I love humans and I'm obsessed with why humans buy. Why do they not buy things, right? What inspires someone to take action? And so becoming obsessed with that has helped me to create this framework. So I've realized that there's a few different people that you have to be on your stories. So one is the teacher, and this content is educational. It is tangible. There is no CTA. A CTA is a call to action. So an example that I use for health coaches, or I used for a skincare coach when I was teaching this, is she was teaching a lot about the top 5 tips, certain things to eat and not eat for your acne. That was her niche, is teaching women how to heal their acne. And the purpose of the teacher content, you guys, and giving away some of your best tips, and again, it doesn't have to be rocket science. This could literally be like my top 3 meal prep tips for the week, how I meal prep for me, my husband, and my kids. Like, guys, this can be very, very simple. There's so much power in simplicity. This builds your credibility. It builds your trust. because people don't just want to go to your stories to see your cat and your cute kid. Like, yes, your kid is probably so cute, right? But they also want to learn something. What is in it for me? That is what people are asking on social. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? So yes, it's important to be their friend, but it's also important to teach them and to give them something tangible. Next is friend. This is my favorite one to do. If you guys have followed me, or when you do, you'll see I like to be very silly on there, and I've built it to the point now where I can be more of mostly the friend on there. Relatable, conversational. For you moms, this could be you showing your kids, right? Like, hey, have you ever felt this way? Are you like me, where you're a busy mom building a business? Or are you like me, where you're a full-time mom trying to figure it all out? My kids are driving me nuts. Have you ever felt this way? This builds connection. This builds trust. Next is the role model, aspirational and attainable. A lot of people want to be you guys. They want to be healthy like you. They want to be happy like you. They want to make residual income like you. They want to go full time in their business like you. People want to literally be you guys, which is amazing because you are a leader, right? You're a leader. That's what being a leader is about. So showing the behind the scenes of you on these calls, learning, showing the behind the scenes of you at the conference, showing the behind the scenes of you walking the talk, you actually are fit. Honestly, for you fitness and wellness peeps, I think one of the greatest things you can do is show you being healthy, like show you making those meals, show you doing the workouts, which I know a lot of you do, which is great. Like show you being who you want them to be, guys, because if you don't lead by example, like where are the moms on here? Where are the dads on here? If you don't lead by example, they will not do it. Supposedly I've heard I'll be having kids soon. You got to lead by example more than you teach them. And that is what's so important too with the role model. Next is the marketer. So for you guys, I know a lot of you don't have courses or those things yet. But for you gals and you gals in Beachbody, how I would do this is use it for your challenges, right? Maybe you're not hosting these big webinars, but maybe you have a challenge group and a Facebook group, using this type of content, sprinkling this in your stories so they can come check out your stuff. And then the saleswoman, that's where you're directly selling them. So let me know in the comments if this makes sense so far. If it's overwhelming a little bit, totally fine. Take a screenshot of it, sleep on it, check it out later. It's really the background of how I do it and the psychology of how I show up on there, right? It's not like, oh, use this emoji or use this color font or this color in this font. Like that would be such a disservice to teach you guys that. That's not what it is. It's about me truly understanding humans and how I connect with them. And if you do this well and you spread these guys out, when you get to the point of selling, it's not even going to feel like sales because you've showed up so well and you've served so much. And you have to serve so much that when you do sell, it doesn't feel like sales, right? So I'm going to give you guys, okay. So check this out again. Did everybody get a screenshot? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, we'll get to Q&A, how often you do these. I know a lot of you are asking that. So if you are new to stories and building trust, you are going to go heavy on the first three, right? Teacher, friend, role model. Teacher, friend, role model. By the end of the day, guys, on my phone, if I feel like I did a ton of friend content for the last 2 days, then I'll go heavy on teacher for 2 days. Or if I could tell the first half of the day was very heavy on role model and being the teacher, then I'll do a little bit more friend content at night, right? I'm just balancing it out. So there's a nice balance of all of these. So I don't sound like a robot who's always trying to sell them, because that is not going to work. People are not watching stories to watch an ad. They can go watch TV and infomercials, right? They don't want to see an infomercial. So they want to see you being you, but they also want to see that you're credible, because you can't just be their friend. You got to have credibility. And then if you're just credibility and you're a boring teacher, they feel like they don't know you. So you have to have a balance of all of these, right? That's really the secret. So are we going to be able to access these slides? Yes, I'm happy to send them to you guys. So 3 tips to selling in the DMs now. So I gave you guys a little bit of that structure. I want to give you some tips about the DM, the good old DM. Who loves the DM? Guys, I love the DM. I think it's so awesome. It's so fun. It's something that people think I'm crazy that I still do it, but I do it. I answer. If you guys DM me after this, which I hope you do, say hi. I'd love to get to know you. I'll say hi to you. Like, it is me doing that. I do my best. I outsource a lot of things in my business so I can do this because I think it's so important. So until we are Beyonce, I think no one is too good to do this. I don't care if it's one person a month. Answer all of them. Give them your love. Give them your feedback. Voice them back. Use the video feature. Video them back, right? If you guys have, if it's manageable right now, what's so great is you have time to practice being really good at the follow-up. So a great way to book your sales calls or to get them on a call to hear about the opportunity to join your team or join your challenge or whatever it might be, or buy your products, send them a video or a voice message. Mark Zuckerberg's and the nerds at Facebook they're amazing. They gave you this free app that allows you to voice and video people. Like, oh my gosh, we're so lucky, right? Like we're so lucky that this exists. Then something that I love to do as well is encourage you guys, if you are doing engagement features on your stories, which yes, you should be doing, asking a lot of questions. Do you feel me on this? Do you relate to this? Do you feel this way too? Do you agree with me? If you're getting yeses on things, then those people who said yes, reaching out to them, right? Obviously in a very genuine way, saying, hey, saw that you said yes to this. Maybe it's a video or a voice message so it comes off more genuine, so it doesn't look like a copy and pasted message, right? Creep intentionally. Yes, guys. Okay. How many of you guys are guilty of like, you want a ton of followers, you want a ton of engagement, you want all these people to watch your stuff, but you do not engage in other people's stuff. You're like, well, I'm too busy. Well, that's not how the app was created. It was made to be a social media app, right? And so having that entitlement around like, well, I just want all these people to buy for me, but I never comment and I never DM other people and I never comment on stories. So it's social. So I spend a portion of the day just being social on there, networking with people who I think would be ideal and awesome people to have conversations with, right? So leaving meaningful conversations and questions on posts, stories, all of those things. So tell me if you're using the video or voice feature in the DM yet in the chat. If not, tell me if you are now committed to trying it and being bold and doing it. It is a game changer, guys. I'm very vocal, so I do it already. But when I really want to connect with someone, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do that. And you know what's crazy is Miguel actually, I am on this call with you guys right now because he voiced me 150%, 170 million gazillion percent. And I was like, oh, interesting, a voice message. Let me listen. And I was like, wow, he sounds so nice and genuine. This sounds great. Like, and then I jumped on a call with them and they were awesome. So guys, like this literally happened because of that. So know that there's so much power to that, to being a creep and voicing people, but in the best way being a creep, right? I love it. So some engagement hacks for you guys for stories. Yay, Marissa says, I'm committing to doing it more. I used to do it, but stopped. Sherry, yes, go back all in. Kelly, you want to do it? Yes, yes. So Emily said, what do you usually start with? Do you mean voice or video? Either one, but you guys, like the way social media is going now, people want to see real. So even if it's you in your kitchen and you're like in the corner and your kids are, you know, going crazy a little bit, and you're like, hey, what's up? Oh my God, I have a question for you. Or, hey, I saw that you saw this, just touching base. Let me know if I can ever help you. Like 15 seconds of your face, no makeup. It could look like your house is a mess, but you were just being real, guys. Like that is what converts actually. It doesn't need to be you looking like, you know, Barbara Walters in a studio, like, hello, so grateful that you connected with me. And then they're like, why is a robot messaging me? That's weird, right? Like people want to see real. Give me a heck yes if you agree with me in the comments. Maybe I'm just like that, but when I see a too polished message, I am creeped out. I'm creeped out, guys. I'm like, something's wrong. Why does this message look so perfect? She must have copied and pasted it, or this isn't a genuine voice message or a video. You know what I mean? So just be you. Have some mistakes in there. Cool. You're a human trying to sell to another human. No one wants you to be Barbara Walters. Okay. So some engagement hacks. I showed you guys examples right here of exactly how I do it so you can see. So on the left, I was showing examples of how I'm showing my face when I'm quote unquote selling, right? 3 things I want you to keep in mind. Showing your face, like I said. The difference between you showing, let's say it's a pencil. I'm looking for a pencil on the floor. Let's say you're selling a pencil and I show you just the pencil with a backdrop versus my face saying, guys, this pencil's amazing. You've got to buy this pencil. It's so great. It changed my life, da, da, da. You're going to most likely respond to the one with my face. I have studied the conversions and they are literally completely different, you guys. I'm talking like 60% different when I show my face or I just show the product. So when you're holding protein shake, you're holding a physical product, whatever it is, showing your face as much as you can. Using the tone of FaceTiming your friend. A lot of you get really nervous, right? And you're like super normal when you're FaceTiming your friend, and then all of a sudden you get on stories and you're like, hello world, right? Like, who does that? Be honest. It's like you get nervous and you all of a sudden sound like this weird robot. Guys, sound like you do with your good friend or your family member or your cousin Sally who you love and you FaceTime her every week to tell her about your cat, right? Like be that person. That's who people want to see. That's who they want to know. So yeah, you'll notice like all of a sudden you click the record button. It's like, just be who you'd be on FaceTime. Keep the video full screen. I know a lot of you guys are cropping it in sometimes. That's fine if you want here and there for creativity, but people want to see full screen. They've done the psychology of this and it's because it feels more real. It feels more raw. It feels like you're literally FaceTiming a friend. Like how many of you guys, when you watch stories and you'll notice when you go follow mine tonight, you'll see all of them are full screen. And I do that so you feel like I'm literally right there with you. Like my face is right there. You are in the room with me, okay? Next is add text. No bobblehead, Becky, guys. Add text to the frames. Here's 2 examples of exactly how I do it. I love giving examples when I teach, so I hope this is helpful. Put text on the screen. Put text on the screen. People are not always listening, or sorry, they don't always have their volume up when they're watching your stories, and it helps with engagement. I've noticed my engagement is actually higher when I do text versus no text. So I tested all of this. They will stay longer and they will watch the entire story if each frame of the story has some text on it. So add some text, add an engagement, add a little GIF. Guys, like Instagram made it so, let me show you this real quick. Instagram made it so easy for you to be interesting. Like, do you guys realize that there's an app that they have music, they have tags, there's countdowns, there's quizzes, there's polls, there's like cool filters so you can look weird, funny, tan. You could take a boring moment of pouring coffee in the morning, which I showed on the right, and make it interesting. You add some music, you add a GIF, you add some colors. Now you've got an interesting moment that, listen, we all have that boring moment in life. Like most people's lives are not Kim Kardashian's life, right? We wake up, we brush our teeth, we take a poop, we pour some coffee, we live our life, and we work all day on laptops and our phones. Like it's not glamorous, right? But you can take a normal moment, you can take a normal moment and make it exciting, guys. You can, with these engagement features that are showing on the left. Instagram wants you to use them. The algorithm wants you to use them, right? So use them. My next tip, don't be boring. Guys, listen, 2 of the things that have gone semi-viral with my brand are Carol Baskin and Crocs. I love making fun of Crocs, and then I fell in love with Crocs. It's this whole joke, right? That cost me nothing other than I bought some Carol Baskin stuff on Amazon, and I ordered some, I have some Crocs, right? This is all done in my house. Very easy, very basic. So keep in mind that when you are being more of the friend, right? Going back to these different types of content here, when you are doing more of this friend content, you have to realize that like, it doesn't need to be you on a private jet or like anything crazy. This could be something as funny as I made fun of my brother's Crocs and now I went viral and now I'm trying to get a sponsorship with Crocs because I was like showing Crocs. Like it can be something simple that you think is funny or interesting that your person who gets you or you want to get you will be like, wow, I get that. I get that. Wow. Like that's interesting. So don't be boring. Okay. Let's go into a little bit of niche training. But before we do, was that helpful so far with stories and DM? Are you like so excited now to do better on stories, to show up more? Again, if you took a screenshot of this, you can try this week, being each of these people. Yes, you're loving it. Oh, good. I'm like going as fast as I can to give you guys all the little nuggets. And yeah, it's a lot to take in. And again, it comes with practice too, right? You don't have to be perfect with all of this, right? If there's certain weeks where you're like, wow, I sold too much on my stories. Now I need to just show more lifestyle-y content to balance it out. Cool. Awesome. This doesn't need to be perfect. It's just you showing up every day on there and knowing that people don't just want to see you be an ad. And they also don't just want to see your cat, Larry, right? They want to see that you're educational. They want to see that you're bringing value. So right now in the comments, I want you to start brainstorming. What can you bring back? Like, how can you bring value to people as the teacher? Because that piece of content is what's going to take you farther. Because then once they trust you and there's credibility, then they want to buy from you. They want to join your team. They want to buy your wellness products. Because each day you give me a little tip. And guys, the cool thing about stories, this could literally be, you're like, wow, I have 30 minutes today, like to eat my lunch and to, go take care of my kids before I run to this meeting. Okay, cool. You got 30 minutes. That's it. That's all you need each day, 10 to 30 minutes to do some stories. And you can literally have it on a little notepad. I have sticky notes where I put my little notes of what I'm going to teach that day, put it on a wall behind me, go, right? And that's, each story is 15 seconds. Let's say you do 20 of them. Cool. You've got 10 to 15 minutes that you just need to block out really quick. Maybe you batch create it on the Sunday before even. I don't care when you do it. You could do it in your car as long as you're parked, right? You could do this. Gosh, the amount of stories I've recorded, like in the parking lot of Target, like parked obviously, but like just getting it done while I'm on to the next thing, right? So knowing that it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be produced. It just needs some decent, ideally good lighting, and you putting yourself out there and saying, okay, I'm going to connect with my people today. What are 3 things I can give away? Okay, 3 mindset tips. Okay, 3 tips on meal prep. Okay, 3 fitness tips. Okay, 3 fat loss tips for moms. Okay, awesome. You're just giving away little tiny tips each day to build that credibility on your page, right? Mom hacks. Yes. I love that idea. I love that, Claire. Okay, are you guys loving this? I'm going to give you guys real quick before we close it out for some Q&A. I want to do a little bit of niche. And again, as you can tell, this is a whole thing in itself. I literally have a whole niche course on this. IG stories is a whole thing in itself, but I wanted to give you guys the juice from a few different things so you can really crush Instagram. So your IG is like a niche magazine. So here we go, friends. I know a lot of you want to lead with these things that are elusive, as I call them, and they're fluffier, and they are byproducts of what you do, and they're how you do it, but they're not what you do. So life coaching, empowerment, positivity, helping women feel good. These are things that you do as a byproduct of helping them with something specific. So one of the best ways you can stand out as a network marketer in 2020 on Instagram is to have a niche to your page so people know what they're going there for. I've coached people who, they're network marketing and they teach around thyroid health. I've coached women who they do fat loss for moms, or they do, helping millennials make side income. And so then you guys are the vehicle to help them do that. There's so many different niches. So fitness is actually an industry. It's not a niche. It's a massive, massive multi-trillion-dollar industry. And everybody and their grandma on Instagram wants to be a fitness coach. So how do we stand out, right? We get specific with our messaging. And you know that you can make just as much, if not more money when you specify, because people pay more for a specialist than they do a generalist. So getting really, really specific on that. So fitness coach, if we were to narrow that down, I call this my onion exercise, then you have fitness coach for moms. Okay, awesome. That already is way more specific than just like, I teach fitness. What if we could narrow that down even more? Fitness coach for moms to help moms lose weight post-baby. This is actually an example from a Beachbody coach I worked with. So after working with lots of them, they came to me with this very broad niche. And then we peel the onion and we get closer to what is it you really want to teach? What are the things that you're really good at teaching? And again, you don't need a double master's in anything. You just need experience of the life experience, the experience of you going through it yourself. That's what makes an expert. Like, guys, if you're a mom and you've overcome something, or you lost weight at home yourself, or you got stronger at home, or whatever it is you achieved, that is an expert. That is success, right? So now teaching that to other women is the most powerful thing you can do. Another example of how, these are the byproducts. So we have empowerment, positivity, confidence, their best self, a lot of these things that we hear that sound more fluffy. These are byproducts of this, right? So in your bio, you want to keep it as tangible as possible. And then these things are just the how you coach, because every coach is empowering and positive and inspiring, right? That doesn't make you stand out. That's not what makes you sellable. It's just a part of how you coach, if that makes sense. So let me know if this makes sense in the chat. Say yes, I know I need to niche down, or yes, you have niched down. Guys, there's so many different niches in fitness. I've helped girls who are keto coaches and they're partnered with a network marketing company, vegetarian, vegan coaches. Oh my gosh, there's one gal I'm helping. I've coached thousands of wellness coaches now over the last 6 years, helping women on a budget get really fit, helping women who don't want to go to the gym, right? That's a big thing. You guys have at-home workouts, like finding a niche in fitness, because if not, you are going to get lost in the huge, massive sea of the fitness industry, which is one of the largest industries in the world, right? So your bio is kind of like your new business card. It really is. It's really your business card, guys. It's the place where people are like, okay, what do you do? So if you just have health coach, fitness coach, I empower women to be their best self. What does that mean? We don't know what that means unless you're literally Tony Robbins. You don't get to say that yet, right? Because like, what does that even mean? No one knows. There's nothing tangible to that. It's just like, it's so vague and it's so elusive. So not selling the inspiration, but selling the thing that you are great at and can get results in, guys. People buy results, right? The market pays for results. So knowing that you guys are good at teaching something and you can lead with the expertise, not leading with just the inspiration. The inspiration is just part of how you do it, right? So you get to do both. So some of the mistakes I see on the bio is the dating profile. You guys know, maybe some of you are guilty of this. Don't worry. I love you. I can help you. I'm gonna help you to clean this up. The dating profile is where you put like you love sunsets and sea turtles, and you're married to your high school sweetheart. You're an Enneagram 2. It's very elusive. It's not really about who you're serving. It's more about you. And I wish Instagram didn't call it the bio. I wish they called it how do you help people, because then we'd be more clear. But that's what they want to know is how do you help me? What is the problem that you solve? Not, oh my God, cool, you love sunsets and sea turtles, so wow, that totally makes me want to buy from you, right? Not yet. People want to see those things, but in the beginning, the first impression is really, how do you help me? How do you serve me? And the most selfless thing you guys can do is put how you help people in your profile and make it specific. It's not about your interests yet. Save that for your highlights, save that for your stories, save that for your content. The bio is really where you put what you do, right? Vague and fluffy, business or pleasure. Again, vague and fluffy is like, I empower women to live their best self. Things that are just very vague, elusive, not very clear, and they're cute and they're creative, but they're not necessarily clear, right? So taking out all the fluff. I always tell women, start from scratch. Take out the fluff. Take out the dating profile. Take out your favorite color, your cat that you love. You have 16 kids. Take all that out and start from scratch. And let's make I help statement. And again, I know a lot of you have seen these now, but I think they're great, especially for the newbies, to get really clear on what it is you do. So what does a bio look like then if you're taking out all this fluff? How many of you guys are guilty of the fluff? Put fluff in the comments. You're like, oh my God, yes, I need to take out some of my fluff. Yes. Okay. It's time to take out the fluff, guys. Because guys, think about it. Like, no one cares that you love your cats, right? No one cares. I mean, I've done so many trainings now for network marketers. I literally have seen profiles that say like, I love sea turtles and sunsets and the color blue, and I'm married to my high school sweetheart. Work with me. And I'm like, what do you do? Like, no, I don't know what that means. No one cares about that yet, right? Like, you're not a celebrity. So like, no, even if Kim Kardashian did write that in her bio, we'd be like, what is she doing? So time to take out the fluff. What should be in your bio then? Well, you're a business owner. Guess what business owners should do? Serve the clients. It's about your customer. It's about the ideal woman that you're looking to attract. So person you help, problem you solve, and the promise you make. If you can include these three into your bio, you are golden. No fluff. Keep this simple. Keep the fluff for your other stuff. Listen, here's the real deal, guys. People are going to come to you because you help them find clarity in their health and fitness, not because they loved your cat. Yes, later they're going to stay with you because they loved your cat. But as someone who now has built a personal brand in fitness, I started in fitness coaching, and then grew it now into marketing coaching, and now do like a bunch of influencer work. I've played in all the different spaces. And the greatest thing I could tell you is people are buying from you first, and they're going to follow you because you bring value to their life, right? So keeping that in mind. So what is an example of this? Before we close it out, I want to give you guys this tangible example to help you visualize this. So you're like, okay, person, problem, promise. Here's an example. Again, I'm using the mom niche on this call, but you put your niche into this. I help moms, which is moms is the person, lose the baby weight is the problem. The promise is burning fat from home in 20 minutes or less. This is one I did with a gal who I coach, and she literally went from the most fluffy, vague bio about empowering women to poop out sprinkles and be their best self. And it was just like, I had no idea what she did, right, at all. And then I see this and I'm like, oh, I know what you do. Cool. You're for me or you're not for me. And you want that polarization. You want someone to land on your bio and go, oh my gosh, you're exactly who I've been looking for. Or, oh yeah, that's not what I'm actually looking for. I'm not a mom and I don't want to lose baby weight. So you know what? It's not probably my thing. That's not what I'm looking for help with right now. So become a specialist before you try to be a generalist, you guys. The most important thing I can teach you as fitness coaches. So again, moms, losing baby weight, burning fat from home. Awesome, specific. I know exactly what you do. And then having some sort of clear call to action, which is essentially the button that says, work with me, join my team, giving them something to do, right? Some sort of link. You guys can use Linktree. If you don't have a website yet, there's so many of these cool apps now that let you to drive traffic to places so they can learn more about you. And it doesn't have to be a full-blown website, right? Specialist before generalist, Jordan. Yes, 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 yes. This is golden dawn. Okay, guys, I went like super fast, but I love teaching fast because I feel like, have you guys ever heard those teachers that like, they take 10 minutes to say one sentence and you're like, come on, 1.5, like on podcasts. Who does 1.5 on podcasts? You're like, come on, get to the point. So I teach very fast. So I hope you kept with me. I hope you took notes. I'm open to doing some Q&A now, whatever you guys want to know. But yeah, I wanted to give you guys some juice on a few different things. And yeah, I'm here to serve you guys. I didn't want to go for 5 hours and bore you guys on all of this. So yay. Oh my God. Yay.
That was so great. I was reading all the comments as they went on, and it was awesome. It was so good. So thanks so much for all that value. Why don't we do, a couple of questions. If you have any questions, what we'll do, because the scroll is too quick and we don't want to miss anybody. So if you want to click on the Q&A button, there's a Q&A button down there. You can click on it, and then we'll answer some questions for about 5 minutes. And then I really want to know, Angie, how they can work with you further, because I know, like, how many of you got so much value on this call already that you'd love to learn more from Angie? Just a question, because I know I do. So maybe let's answer some questions, and then we'll go on to, maybe I'll get the last question, and we'll ask about that.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So one big question we got a lot.
And you guys, this is Oh, I was gonna say, this is a completely free training for you guys right here. sellwithigstories.com. I'm doing it in a few weeks. So I'll be doing this again, but like a bigger version of just stories even. So you guys can jump onto that if you want, completely free. Like probably is gonna be an 1.5 to 2 hour training. So you guys go in there and you guys can save your spot for that too. So, but let's do it. Let's do questions.
That's awesome. The first one we got was, so a couple times it came up. What does someone do, I guess, if they're brand new and they got like 50 followers and they just signed up today and, you know, they deleted their Facebook because they were out with Facebook and now all of a sudden the pandemic hits and they want to build on social media. Like if you were to start over, like what do you do? How do you grow?
Wow. Yeah, guys, if I was to start over as a health and fitness coach, I would honestly start creating very niche specific content. I would make my bio, like I told you guys, I would start with one thing. I would become the master at one thing. I would not just come out and be a generalist. I would say that I teach hormones for women, thyroid health for women, fat loss for women. I would pick a specialty that I know I have expertise in, I can get results in, and that I'm passionate about teaching. You guys, your profitable purpose or your niche is the boring word. The sexier word is the profitable purpose. It's the intersection between these three things. And you guys can write this down. It is obviously what you enjoy. Yes, you need to love it, right? Like insert in those Pinterest quotes, do what you love and you'll make $1 million. Yes, there is some validity to that. I don't think that quote in itself is, I don't think we should monetize all of our passions. I think that's not necessary. But one, you do need to enjoy it. Two, you need to be able to get results in it in some capacity, whether you've done it yourself, you lost weight yourself, you got healthier yourself, you healed this thing naturally yourself, right? You feel better, you have more energy now yourself. So you have results in it and you're ready to teach other humans how to get results in it. And then number three, it's in demand and it's actually something the market will pay for, which you guys have seen. That one is checked off for all of you because honestly, most people right now want to be healthier. There'll never be, there's never the supply and demand, right? Like let's talk about basic marketing. There's never going to be such a high supply of wellness professionals and experts and leaders. And then all these super, not enough unhealthy people in the world. So you guys are in an industry that is always growing. If anything, there's more unhealthy people in the world than ever who need help with these things. So knowing now it's about finding the thing that you can become great in and get results in, right? And and really help people to transform in a sense. Because as entrepreneurs, you guys know, it's really being a problem solver, I think, before anything, right? And that's really what you guys are doing. You're coming in, you're swooping in, you're like, cool, I'm going to solve your problem. So I would start with something niche. I'd identify my profitable purpose, and I would start creating content, video content heavily, IG stories, IGTV, and I would post every day at least one little thing, showing my face a lot, and I would add story to that and really explain to them how I resonate with them and have those empathy points with that. And then I'd rotate my brand pillars over and over of like my 3 major brand pillars of what it is I do. And then obviously, let's say I partnered with a company like Beachbody, I would then here and there mention, hey, this is an amazing product that I love, but I wouldn't necessarily lead with it. I would lead with me. And then that would just be part of a way that they obviously could work with me. That's what I would do if I was to start over tomorrow. And I think that's what everyone should do, right? Is video content, niching down, knowing your content pillars, and then being obsessed with putting yourself out there and answering every single comment, every single DM, like grassroots style. I think a lot of people think you need 1 million followers. Guys, if you have 1,000 people on Instagram, that's amazing. Like 1,000 fans, 1,000 true fans, you can build a full-time business with 1,000 people, hands down. So we're also obsessed with hitting this huge number when it's really about the quality. Like I'd rather have 1,000 and 800 of those people are like, yes, I love this, than have 200,000 and like maybe, 60 of them think my stuff is cool. Like the number doesn't matter. So really focusing on the quality of people, and the best way to get the quality of people is to know who you're speaking to and having an actual niche. So then you're curating this tribe of people who get you, they like you, and they know what you do, and they want help with the problem that you solve. So yay, Peter, you love this. Oh, thank you.
So we have a lot of questions about hashtags. So like, do you use a certain software? How do you find the hottest hashtags? How do you come up with them? What's your tips?
Yeah. So full transparency, guys, I don't actually use hashtags. I've never used them. I don't use them. I'm not against them. I would just be a liar right now in this trading if I told you I had a hashtag strategy. I've never used it. I love your
story today about hashtags. You were so funny.
I don't know. Yeah, I actually talked about this like an hour ago. Here's my thoughts, guys. 2 things. One, I'm always going to put psychology of humans before, because here's the thing. These apps are going to come and go. The hashtag strategies are going to come and go. These little gitchy things, they might work for a week or two, but you know what's never going to leave is humans and how humans consume and buy products. And so even if TikTok tomorrow was the cool thing and we all got to jump on and do that forever, cool, I'm going to apply the same strategies that I do and go crush that app too. Because it's not about the app, it's about how I show up on the app. So I could give you a hashtag strategy, and I think it can help, right? I think you should use some that you know your ideal customer is using, not necessarily that you're using. What is she searching, right? Like she's looking for paleo recipes. Cool, hashtag paleo recipes. And then you come up, but your page has to look good then. You have to have some video content. You have to have some pictures of your face so they feel like they get to know you right away. Good lighting, right? You need to have something for them to then stay at. It's like saying, okay, I'm gonna send a ton of traffic to your store, your bakery, okay? All right, all these people just went into your bakery, but then they go inside and they're like, there's nothing in here, and it's weird and it's confusing, and there's also pizza, and you got to have your shop ready, right? So knowing that, I don't think it's all about the hashtags, where I think you guys are really going to grow. And the only place I've grown, right, I've never paid for an Instagram ad in my life. It grows slow and steady over the last 10 years. I create shareable content. Write this down: shareable organic content. Obviously it's organic, I'm not paying for it, but shareable content. And this is quotes, infographics, pictures, stories. They are things that a girl tags her friend in it. Sometimes I'll do a giveaway incentive. Sometimes I completely don't, where she'll tag her friend in it and say, this is so good, you need to see this. And what happened is she shared it with her friend, who shared it with her friend, and then she shared it, right? Quotes do this, infographics do this, things that are educational do this. For someone to comment on something or to tag their friend in it, guys, it has to be entertaining, educational, or bring them value. Like you with a selfie with your cat and it just says like, happy Tuesday. No one's commenting like their friend, like, oh my God, Susan, you got to see this. Like, it's just, it's not life-changing, right? Instead being like, hey, the top 5 tips I have for you today. And what's so cool is things like Canva, guys, it's completely free, or it's a few bucks if you do the premier one. And you can make cool graphics for your IG, for your feed, that are completely free or super low cost. And now you have some educational content on there, right? That's where if you post that, someone's going to tag their friend or post it to their stories. That's how I've grown, never through hashtags. So it's slow and steady, but then it's quality people, because I know whoever she's tagging, she's just like her. So that's how it's become obviously an engaged and really true tribe. So slow and steady, guys, wins the race. Shareable content, use the hashtags that your ideal client is searching. Know what she's searching, right? What is she searching into Google? What is she typing into YouTube? How to blank. Those are the key terms you want to use, not just the key terms that you would use. So again, it's a big mindset shift of like, the content's not really for you. You're the facilitator of it, but it's about them, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, I haven't gone crazy on them yet. Is that a big thing that you guys focus on a lot? I feel like network marketers always ask me that, like hashtags.
No, honestly, I grew to 40,000 followers with quotes. That's literally all I did. It was just
Shareable
like
content.
a
Shareable
quote.
content.
Yeah, shareable content. A quote and then a story about my family. A quote and then a story. I've tried to use hashtags because, like, you know, every 3 or 4 months, I'd like hear about someone that used a hashtag and got like 10,000 followers. I'd be like, oh, there's got to be like a way to do this. And never really had that great result with it.
I think a lot of people teach hashtags with Instagram specifically.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know that it's like a working thing, but people think it's a thing. So
Okay, I'm like, wow, yeah, I've never got into it, and I feel like maybe I should have, and maybe I will more, but yeah, if someone could find you on the search or the explore page, but the chances of you hearing about someone more because they tag their friend or they put on their stories is probably higher. So I love that example of like, you grew it to 40,000. That's amazing. That's huge through literally quotes and then family. So it's like connection, education, connection, education, connection, education. If you guys just keep rotating that, that's such a simple, sweet recipe that if you stay consistent with that, it's like, people want to show up for that because they know every time they go to your page, I'm going to learn something, and then I get to see your family and I get to connect with you. So it's this nice balance of like marketer or teacher and friend, you know?
Yeah, and I'm always real. And a great example is about 3 months ago, I stopped that strategy and I started just doing whenever I felt like it, just because I wanted to see, well, what would happen if I ran this Instagram like everybody else, just to see. And honestly, I've lost about 1,000 followers over the last 3 months, and I stopped growing. And I was growing by like 1,000 a month. So I know now that strategy actually does work. If I just continue.
What did you do different that didn't work?
I stopped doing the quotes.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah.
So, but it was interesting though. My story views continue to go higher. So I think I'm just kind of losing. I'm losing that growth from new people, but my story views are going higher and higher and higher anyway, because people are, like you said, they're going into stories. But I'll ask 2 more questions. One from the audience, and then I'll have one more, and then we'll wrap up because I know people want to go, and I want to make sure they hear the last thing. So the last one I'll ask is, I guess a couple people were asking this, is how many features do you use in a day? Like, that we had some people on these calls that talk about all the features and stuff before. So how many features do you use in a day within, like, is there like a number, or do you just kind of just use whatever you feel like, or how does that work?
What do you mean by features?
So they're talking like polls and music, and like where you had a slide with like all the different, like if you click the little button and you can use like hashtag mention, polls, all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's a specific number, right? Because if there was, then we'd all just be doing it. There's never going to be one number, but I do think having a nice balance, right? So if you've been doing all static posts for the day, it's time to add in a little bit of video. If you're doing all video, maybe you do a screenshot of something and then a boomerang, just to keep the eye stimulated, right? And what's really smart for you guys to do as well is study what other people are doing that you like and say, wow, why did I watch her entire thing? Why was I able to stay engaged myself? Oh, can I do that in my own way? It's really important to see what you're stimulated by and what you have the attention span for, and then replicating that for your people, right? And usually what you have the attention span for and what you like is what your ideal client or customer likes too. So that's good to keep in mind. So I know my women want something short, punchy, funny. I'm able to kind of master that. But I think in the beginning, it's playing around with a few things and being open to testing and seeing, oh, wow, they really like when I add the music to this, right? And knowing it's kind of like a TV show. You guys, if you ever realized, I can't believe I just realized this the other day, when you watch a movie, do you ever is it ever just a head just for 2 hours, just like, just a bobblehead just talking? No, there's B-roll, there's adventure, there's a guy doing crazy stuff. Every 15 seconds, if not less, gosh, every 8 seconds is something new. They're walking, they're talking, there's music, there's a conversation, there's a scene. It just keeps moving. The same thing, they're watching a clip. So never just the whole day, just hello, 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 and just a bobblehead for 5 hours. It's knowing that they want to see different angles. They want to see you, and then they want to see what's going on, right? Adding some elements of engagement to it. And I think once I started like studying almost movies a little bit more, I was like, oh my God, that's so interesting. That's why I keep watching this. So it's interesting how the human brain works. But, we're seeing right now with TikTok, like people want to see short, quick things. So knowing that, it's like, okay, you don't have to, if you can say what you want to say in 3 frames, you guys, instead of 4, bring it down to 3. And I'll try to do this. I'm like, okay, could I say that quicker? Could I say it in 1 less frame? Could I take out some ums and some things like that? No, it doesn't have to be perfect, but knowing that if you can get to the point quicker, of course, it's always going to be better to save people time.
100%. I love it. I love it. Okay, so Angie, you gave us all of this gold tonight. Everyone is loving it. How can people work with you more closely? Like if they want to continue on the Angie Love, what do they do?
The Angie Love, they're like, this girl's crazy. I don't know. Some of them are like, she's got too much energy. I don't know about this noise. So you guys can go to, I'll put it in the comments too. It's just join. I have a monthly membership, which is super awesome, super affordable way to work with me in a group setting. Super fun. I do calls every single Sunday. It's joinmarketingschool.com. Super simple. It's awesome. And it's my fun way to make it where, I'll put it here too. It's just easy for you. For a lot of network marketers are inside. Honestly, we already have a ton of Beachbody people in. We've got different industries in there too. But it's a really fun way to be able to work with you guys in a setting. Ooh, I don't know why it's doing that. Come on. There we go. You guys know. Where I'm able to do it in a way where, it's affordable and it's fun. And I'm able to go over things like content creation. What are your content pillars? How to master Instagram, how to niche down. You guys get my niche course completely free when you join marketing school. So if you're like, I need to know my niche, I need to know who I'm speaking to. Honestly, one of the smartest things you can do just to get clarity on that. So many network marketers have taken it. I think over 3,000 network marketers have gone through my niche course, guys. So this isn't like a new thing. They've taken it and they've been like, wow, now I know how I'm going to show up on Instagram. Now I know what content I'm going to create. They have this confidence and this clarity around who they're speaking to. Because you guys, that is always step 1. People say to me, oh, I want to start a business. I want to make money. I want to grow my network marketing company. Know who you're speaking to. And then it gets so much easier. So my niche course comes free with it. When you guys dive in, joinmarketingschool.com. Our next call is Sunday, which is in a few days. And we meet every Sunday and I teach you marketing. I teach you psychology of humans and it's super fun. And it's just like, a big party, but marketing. So if you
I love
want
it.
to geek out on marketing with me, that's for you. Yeah.
I love it.
You
Well,
guys. These are questions we're
yeah, no, this is awesome. This has been really, really good. Like, we're super fired up. Well, I think like the next big thing, like what I would do, like I always think, and I always give this advice, is like what I would do if I were to start over. And I would tell you flat out that I would absolutely take this course, because really the reason I had success, I'll tell you my story. Angie probably doesn't know this, but and some of you are new coaches anyway. I haven't told this in a while. Just a quick second. When I started, I had no idea what I was doing. And I didn't know where to go, how to get help. And I tried to do what everybody said to do, make a list of 100 friends. I did that. I messaged all of them. All of them blocked me. All of them hated me. I lost all my friends, right? Like poor story of network marketing. That's what I did for my first week. My second week, I got smart and I started buying courses, downloading videos on YouTube, and I put together my own game plan of what to do. And that's how I grew my whole team. But it was all through learning from other people, like Angie said this about 10 minutes ago, that have already had success, right? And so, Angie, if you want to dominate Instagram, I wouldn't go learn from someone that's doing okay at it. I'd go learn from someone that's dominating Instagram. And right now, I can tell you, just watching her stories, Angie's dominating Instagram. So if you want to learn to dominate Instagram, you go, and I would probably sign up for this, joinmarketingschool.com. So again, it's not a sales pitch, just flat out, I'm not an affiliate or anything like that. I'm just telling you guys this because I want you to grow. And I guess selfishly, I know that if you take this course and you learn this stuff and you meet up with her once a week, you're going to have more success and full transparency. Then, of course, we're going to have more success because that's how network marketing works. So,
okay. And if you got a good sense of humor, you know, you like some poop jokes here and there. I'm a little weird. I'm a lot weird, actually. So, you know, that was one of my biggest passions. You guys know a lot of the marketing teachers are either guys or they're very dry and boring. And so I like to teach it in a very fun, engaging way. And I think that marketing should be fun and building a business should be fun. And, you know, we put so much pressure on ourselves, but like you guys are building something really cool and unique. And I think it's so powerful to like add your personality to that and have fun and know that like the more that you show up and the more you're consistent, that's going to be the secret sauce, right? And then, like I said, a big part of marketing school is psychology. Like we teach you, my boyfriend and I, who's a marketing expert, we teach you the things that are very, very powerful that you could apply to any business, any app. They're not just like, oh, use this one hashtag and I promise you it'll make you 6 figures. I think that kind of stuff is so short-lived online and they're probably lying to you. Sign up for this webinar, pay 80 grand to learn the one hashtag. And you're like, what? I'm just like, I can't do that stuff. And I just think you guys seem like awesome, genuine people on this who just want real deal, great info. And so, yeah, Instagram's amazing though, guys. Take advantage of it now while it's still hot. It's such an awesome platform to do so much, right? To show your personality in your life, but also teach people. Like tonight, make your homework going on stories if it's not too late and just teach one tip, one thing that you know you can teach people today about health, wellness, mindset. One thing like, hey guys, you could literally come on and say, hey, I just wanted to share with you this helpful tip. I know it's helped me this week. I'm going to share with you how I'm organizing stuff because of quarantine, or how I lay out my workout clothes, how I am meal prepping, right? Like something so simple, but you guys would be surprised how much that helps people if you just consistently show up and give them that educational content, right? And you become their resource that they're like addicted to watching because they know, like with you, they're going to get a quote, they're going to feel fired up, they're going to get something out of it. And so when you put the customer before you, you always win. Like that's how you win on social.
So true. When you step back, it's actually not that complicated, and usually the things that you made complicated are the stuff that didn't work.
Yeah, so many people are like making it about them, and I'm like, guys, if you focus on the customer and what she wants to hear today, you'll win. Like it's always about her or him that you're serving. Like that's how you grow, is you solve a problem versus I think a lot of people make it about them and they're confused why people aren't buying maybe. So that's, be selfless, guys. Like be selfless leaders, and it takes you so far.
I love it. Well, we'll close it up here. Last thing we'll say is, honestly, guys, thank you so much, Angie, for being on the call. Thanks, guys, for being on here. It was absolutely awesome. She's going to be doing, I think, about an hour and a bit training as well for the Ignite New Orleans live event that we're doing in July. We're not selling tickets to that, so if you already got your ticket, then you get to watch that live. Otherwise, then we'll see you probably.
Oh yeah, that's coming up. Well, wait, it's in 2 months, right?
Yeah, it's coming up. So what we're going to do.
Forget what day it was? Did you also forget what year and day and month it was?
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, this is just so weird though with this quarantine thing. It's like I don't even know what day it is.
I'm like, what is it almost, I was like, it's almost July, right? I'll be there. Okay, I'm there.
Yeah, it'll be good. You know,
I was so excited for that too, guys. I was gonna go to New Orleans. I was so excited.
right?
Man.
The hell's gonna be so good, and we found the best venue, and we had a great speaker. I was like, oh, it's gonna be so good, and then we had all the speakers lined up too. We had like Kim, Jamie, we had like people from other teams, Scott, like top earners from other teams and stuff, and it was all set up, and then all of a sudden,
The world ended.
the world ended.
Okay, I'll do it virtual, and then you know what it means in 2021, guys. We're gonna just come back even bigger and better than ever.
That's so
It's
true.
gonna be awesome.
I love it. Well, guys, you are the guys and gals. You are the average of the people you hang out with most, and you hang out with our team most of the time. And tonight you hung out with a rock star, Angie Lee. I'd highly recommend you go sign up for her joinmarketingschool.com thing. What I'm actually going to do is when I end this call here in a second, it's actually going to take you, if you're on a computer, it's going to take you to that website. In case you typed it in wrong, you can go check it out. I think it's highly, highly valuable. You get your money's worth for sure. You guys know I only recommend 4 or 5 things a year. Aaron only recommends 4 or 5 things a year. This is one of them. So with that, we hope that you live with passion, and
Dream the extreme.
we'll see you guys in the next. Yeah.
Best. You guys, you're awesome. You're such great leaders. So appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're awesome too. I could chat with you for 2 hours.
We all need to hang out in person one day when this is all over.
That's right.
Well, that was the plan.
We still will. It's going to happen just later.
It's going to be so good. Hopefully in a year I can afford you after your book's out. Awesome, guys. Well, live with passion, dream the extreme. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
You should know I believe in you. Every race you run, you're my number one. Kick it up now and bring it